Welcome, gentle listener. We paraphrase from Persecution and the Art of Writing by Leo Strauss. Occult books contain two teachings, a popular teaching of an edifying character, and another teaching concerning the most important subject, which is indicated only between the lines. Those to whom such books are truly addressed are, however, neither the unphilosophic majority nor the perfect researcher, but the young men who might become occultists. A potential occultist is guided by certain features in the presentation of the popular teachings by such techniques as ambiguity of expression, contradictions, factual errors, principles frequently stated but silently contradicted by upholding incompatible views, inexact repetitions, pseudonyms, strange expressions, and frequent use of technical language. We quote, "Such features do not disturb the slumber of those who cannot see the wood for the trees, but act as awakening stumbling blocks for those who can. All books of that kind owe their existence to the love of the mature philosopher for the puppies of his race, by whom he wants to be loved in turn. All exoteric books are written speeches caused by love." End quote. Leo Strauss also suggested that the Platonic dialogue is the highest form of Western literature. Although Platonic dialogues are typically centered around one explicit topic, such as justice or love, the form of repeated questioning and the use of reason can be applied to any topic. High school youths are typically encountered by yours truly on Friday afternoons. Public venues are not an acceptable location to discuss controversial or delicate inquiries. We are confident that these youths, with their never-ending contentious subject matter, do not know that Socrates was executed for corrupting the youth. Except for the initial inquiry, the remainder of the dialogue is fictional, although the one-word responses are quotes.
What's your opinion on gays?
Now, Denver is an inquisitive youth. However, I do not know why he would make inquiries of opinions. I don't know how to respond, because you have not defined or explained the term gay.
Huh?
Allow me to explain. I know what leprechauns are, but if I discuss the topic of leprechauns with individuals who incorrectly believe that leprechauns protect diamonds or silver, our discussion will eventually encounter difficulties based on various assumptions.
I understand.
So from the beginning, we need to explicitly state that leprechauns are associated with gold and not another precious metal.
Yes.
Of course, for any disagreement, we only have recourse to books.
Huh?
I mean, we can't reason or demonstrate that leprechauns protect gold.
Huh?
Since the nature of leprechauns are only found and described in books, and are not found in nature, we cannot reason that they guard anything but gold, although it would not be against reason to suggest they hoard other valuables.
Okay.
Also, we cannot go into the woods and demonstrate, or show, leprechauns and their wealth.
I see.
Such are the limitations of the discussions when dealing with topics that are only found in books.
Huh?
If we look at the world and attempt to explain what we see, would you suggest that a leprechaun created our visible world?
No, that's silly, because leprechauns don't make worlds. They hoard gold.
Yes, that is true, as far as books are concerned. But books by their nature are limited tools of understanding. The mind, however, can reason, and books are not reason, nor are they a substitute for reason. Also, books may be in error, while using reason either keeps falsehoods at a comfortable distance, or eliminates them.
Okay.
Now, Denver, you may claim that the great leprechaun of the universe created the world, and you may sincerely believe it, but if I ask for either evidence for your belief or reasonable explanation for your belief, can you offer either?
No.
Then I think you understand my meaning. Let us return to your initial inquiry about my opinion on gays.
Sure.
First, let me tell you a story about a man who once drank a great deal of adult beverages and passed out. Would you describe him as a drunk in the continuing sense of the word, or describe him as being drunk, as in the past tense of the verb?
He was drunk?
If we ask, is this man a drunk, how should we answer?
I'm not sure.
It is possible that many times stories or events that have been related do not have enough information to form a definite conclusion.
Huh.
I mean, from the limited story, we cannot be certain if the gentleman was drunk once, or if he is a continuous drunk. Many times people expect conclusions from listeners when not enough information is provided to reach a conclusion.
I see.
And too often listeners provide conclusions that cannot be justified.
Okay.
Would you reason that since this drunken episode happened only once, we cannot be certain if he is a drunk?
Yeah, we can't be certain.
Denver, I agree with your conclusion because of reason and the limited evidence. Let us inquire. If the man in our example became sober and never drank again, would you say he was drunk, but is not now a drunk?
It would seem so.
Yes, it would. However, I suggest that we have an informal and an inexact ways of speaking.
Huh?
I believe that people have given too many assumptions for the word drunk.
What do you mean?
Let me ask, are drunks drunk all the time, or are drunks drunk some of the time?
Huh? All the time?
All right. So when people say that I'm a researcher, does that mean I'm only a researcher and nothing else? Or that research is an important aspect of my being?
You don't research all the time, so I'd say it's only an aspect.
When you consider all of my waking hours, research should be described as a minor aspect, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still a researcher, even if I don't research during the course of an entire day.
Yes.
Am I still a researcher if I don't write for a week?
Yes.
What if I don't research for a year? Am I still considered a researcher?
That's a hard question. I guess you've had to do it at least once a year to be considered a researcher.
All right. We agree that one must do something at least once a year to be described by that activity. Of course, we have arbitrarily accepted 1 year for our definition. I would suggest that if one is always looking for interesting topics and spends time looking for exciting subjects, then they have the mind of a researcher, regardless if they act on their research or not.
Okay.
Denver, such is our way of speaking that it creates a great deal of uncertainty. Firstly, our uncertainty increases when we do not define terms. Secondly, when we carelessly use words in the common manner of speaking. And thirdly, we don't use reason.
Yes.
As I understand the world, there are facts found in books, facts that are derived from reason, and opinions. Of course, most of the world consists of opinions.
Yes.
And these opinions can either be true or false.
Yes.
And we can only rely on reason to understand the true nature of our inquiries.
Yes.
And there's only one standard of reason.
I don't understand.
The ability to reason correctly is a universal characteristic of the human condition, unlike extraordinary talents that nature dispenses only to a few individuals.
I get it.
Yet most people do not reason correctly and, in turn, reach faulty conclusions.
That's true.
Let me suggest that anything, or any idea, that is not found in nature is, by its unnaturalness, subject to opinions, whereas anything found in, or any idea derived from nature, is not subject to opinions.
I don't follow.
If we speak of a good pair of shoes, then everyone has their own opinions, since shoes are unnatural. Shoes may be described as good regarding their good fit, good price, or good color. If we were to discuss justice or equality or any other human invention, we can never be certain that we correctly understand either the intention or the meaning of the word.
Yes.
Ultimately, Denver, opinions on any subject are open to change, and opinions are not the preferred choice of topics for discussion. The order of preferred subjects is ideas first, then events, and finally people.
But opinions aren't on the list.
Exactly. The standards of correct reasoning are unchanging and are valuable. Opinions are always open to the possibility of revision and are worthless. Therefore, Denver, can you tell me one indisputable fact regarding my or anyone's opinions?
Opinions are worthless?
Yes. But what about the difference between informed opinions and uninformed opinions? Can we find the terms informed and uninformed in nature?
No.
Therefore, all opinions are
Worthless?
We remind the general reader that Platonic dialogues are often erroneously understood on the first reading, whereas subsequent readings tend to either clarify or bring to the reader's attention issues that were initially deemed to be trivial. We hope this attempt at flattery will challenge certain youths to use reason to guide their decisions and actions. We look forward to Denver's progress, acquaintance, long-term acquaintance, potential apprentice, occultist, and great occultist, but of course, not the greatest occultist. We conclude with a quote from Apprentice Jonathan's initial work. We are familiar with Denver a dialogue, and the alternate title, Imitation, is the sincerest form of flattery, wherein Master explicitly references Platonic dialogues and creates a dialogue. Although the resulting implication is that Master is attempting to imitate and flatter Plato, another viable explanation or understanding of the subtitle exists. Typical of Platonic dialogues, answers to questions are invariably short, and we encounter this feature in Denver. However, it is possible that Master is imitating not Plato's dialogues, but Denver's hesitant and confused responses. For example, the quizzical sounding huh occurs 7 times. Of course, if Master is imitating Denver's responses from personal experience, then it would follow that Master is flattering Denver. Regretfully, in the context of Platonic dialogues, we are uncertain why Master would engage in flattering now apprentice Denver. If the gentle viewer enjoyed our video, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel.